Hey! So, I wanted to start making these little video diaries for myself. I feel like sometimes it's not easy to write things down or have the time to write things down, and so I'd much rather just record myself just talking. I don't really know what. So, my plan for these videos is to essentially post 1 to 2 times a month, just kind of like a little video diary for myself. Is this video in focus? I literally can't tell. I feel like I've never been consistent with writing, like in a journal or in a diary, like literally ever. I feel like this way might be a little bit more consistent for me. And I want to upload these to YouTube and not have to have them on my phone because it takes up way too much storage on my phone as well. But the topic that I wanted to discuss is hating culture. So what I mean by that is I'm not necessarily talking about, oh, I hate this brand or I hate this type of food. What I mean is hating culture with the people around you. I feel like people nowadays are just so much more hateful and very unforgiving. No one is forgiving anymore, and it's genuinely so upsetting to hear people hating on each other for very insignificant things, or if someone wronged them in any kind of way, their initial instinct is to hate on them and prey on their downfall without, knowing the whole story or asking them why they did such a thing. And I think that a lot of that is rooted off of selfishness and just thinking that you're better than everybody else, that you deserve the world and you deserve everything. And everyone should, the world revolves around you and you are never wrong. It's very narcissistic even. And I get it, sometimes people wrong you and it can be hard to forgive, but I don't think that it's right to also expect an apology. It's great if they do apologize, but, I don't think apologies should ever be expected of people. With all that being said, I just feel like there's a lot of people in my life that have this kind of negative energy around me and have never really been a part of. I don't like to have ops or enemies. I feel like I tend to get along very well with the people around me, and even those that I don't get along very well with, I'm able to kind of keep a distance between myself and them, and so there's really no bad blood, but it's not like I'm hanging out with this person 24/7. And I feel like a lot of people, again, just prey on each other's downfall and are just so hateful when they speak, and it's upsetting. It's so upsetting. I literally don't understand why this hatefulness and almost rage is happening everywhere I go. I'm also someone that I consider myself a people pleaser, and I've literally always said that. Everybody knows that. Nothing's new. Literally nothing's new. I like to make sure that everyone is enjoying themselves and everyone's having a good time, but that also comes with wanting to be liked. And so I always want to be liked by everyone. I want to be liked by everyone so bad. My favorite compliment probably ever is being told that I'm funny. When someone tells me I'm funny, it is like a rush of dopamine into my body being told that I'm funny. I love that. Is like my favorite compliment, because it actually happens pretty often, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. So I always want to be liked, and sometimes there are people that don't like me, and in those situations I put so much energy on having them like me. And this honestly has only happened one time, and I'm not gonna name names because why would I? As far as I know, and I can have suspicions about other people, but I knew that this person did not like me because they told my friend that they did not like me, which truly hurt my feelings to be told that I was not liked, because it had never happened to me. I had never known someone did not like me. So what happened was, in college, my friend had introduced me to one of her friends, and I maybe didn't really get along with her very well at first. She was a little bit intimidating. I think she just had a very strong character and a strong personality, which is fine. I mean, that's just her, you know? Not that I didn't like her, but there was just not like a vibe, which is fine. That's totally fine. Like, people just don't vibe with each other. That's fine. And so my friend had told me that this girl did not like me because I wouldn't like greet her or say hi to her anytime that, you know, we were in a group setting or anytime I saw her. And I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She kind of intimidates me, and I think that that's why I don't say anything when I see her, because she kind of scares me a little bit. And so I was like, okay, I'll do better. I will go and say hello next time that I see her. And so I started doing that, and I recognized that it was disrespectful to not say hello. And so I started saying hi to her. And then years passed. I mean, I had known her from the beginning of my college years to the end of my college years. Wasn't like a friend or a close friend, but she was an acquaintance. She was a friend of a friend. So like, I knew her. We saw each other around, you know, things like that. If I were to go to a hangout with my friend, like, she would be there. She would jokingly say things like, oh, like, if I didn't like you, like, I would tell you. If I didn't like you, I would tell you. And she would say that in front of like our mutuals, I guess you could say. But she would still tell my friend that she didn't like me. And I was really, really confused to why she still didn't like me. It was frustrating. And it just didn't make any sense to me as to why this person did not like me at this point. Because I had changed what I did. And she still didn't like me. And I didn't really get a good vibe from her from the start. And then she had said some very mean things about the friend that told me about how she didn't like me behind her back. So look at how the tables turn. That doesn't make any sense. So I was like, you know what? Okay, bye. And I mean, I finished college. I never really saw her again. It's fine. But I really, really wanted to be liked by her. And that was my issue. And I didn't understand why she didn't like me. I don't know if she hated me, but I was a little upset. Going back to hatefulness. I don't understand why people have hatefulness fester in them for so long. Specifically people that just hold grudges against people just to hold grudges over small mistakes. It almost like pisses me off. And it's so common for people to just hate. Even if someone does wrong by you, I don't think that that's an excuse to hate them. So I was watching this TED Talk the other day, and it was a TED Talk by Sally Khan. She's a politician slash like author slash a bunch of other things, like community organizer. But she talks about hate and what we can do in our society to stop hate or at least eliminate it. This lighting is like really weird, y'all. She also has a book called The Opposite of Hate, which I low-key want to start reading because it's something that I feel very, very clinged on to. Just this idea that society is so hateful nowadays. Basically, it's talking about how the opposite of hate is connection, and that the opposite of hate is actually very beautiful, and that the reality is that we're all fundamentally linked to each other and just as humankind. She had also said that we are all a product of the culture around us. And that was like mind-boggling to me because we created hate. We are the ones to blame for this. We shape it. We can change it though, because in the long run, hate is selfish. It really is. It puts yourself above others. As a society, we're also very selfish. But she had a story in her little TED Talk about this terrorist and how someone had killed his daughter. He forgave that person. She had basically said, if someone can forgive a person that killed their daughter, we should have no issue in forgiving the people around us. I mean, you can also take the story of Louis Zamperini, which genuinely is like the most insanely selfless story that I have ever heard in my life. This is a true story too. He was an Olympic runner. He had gone to war during World War II. He was held captive by the Japanese Navy, and basically he was tortured there for days. I don't remember how long he was tortured for, but it was torture nonetheless. Eventually he was saved. He went back to the US. He suffered with PTSD. Eventually the US had captured that soldier along with many other Japanese soldiers. And he forgave him for the torture that he had done to him. He forgave him. Why can't we forgive the people that do wrong by us just on our daily lives? So that just really stuck with me, that story and that TED Talk, because it's so true. It's so true. I don't like to hold grudges. It's exhausting. Takes up my energy. Genuinely takes up my energy. But that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Just because it's been something in my life that I see practically every day. Again, I really, really hope that this video is in focus. Guys, do you guys think it's in focus? I really, really hope it is. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe I'll add more to this video or not. Actually, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't. I feel like I've been very existential recently. I don't know if it's just because days literally feel like seconds at this point. Just very, very conscious about time nowadays. And you don't get days back. You never get days back. Yesterday is going to stay in the past. Yesterday is never going to happen again. And that has been really scaring me recently. Just the idea of like, I'm never going to get to be 22 anymore. Once I turn 23, I'll never get to be 22. Once I'm 24, I won't ever get to be 23. All of my like teenage years are all behind me now. And I feel like sometimes I wish I had done more in my youth. I know that's kind of crazy to say because I'm 22. I'm in the middle of my youth. I mean, I'm not old. I also feel like your 20s is very short. I can't believe I'm already 2 years in. I sometimes wish that I was younger just so that I can be younger longer. This is when like life happens like the most. You know, you're young, you are adventurous, you have the energy to be adventurous, you don't have a family to have to take care of, you don't have kids. It's all me. It's just me against the world. It literally is. As cheesy as it freaking dinkin' sounds, it literally is me against the world. I sometimes feel like, what am I doing? Am I wasting my time? Are the times that I'm on my phone scrolling really, really worthwhile? Is having a 40-day work week what I'm gonna have now until I retire? Did I make the mistake of maybe not traveling as much as I wish I did? Should I have, done this? Should I have done this earlier? It's so scary to think that time is only linear. And I'm still kind of struggling to be present with everything because it really feels like days are seconds. It really does. The more I just wait it out, the more it just like creates this ball of anxiousness in me and this ball of, oh my God, I didn't do anything in my life feeling. I feel boring. I feel wasteful and like I don't have purpose sometimes. Maybe that's normal. Again, I'm 22. Maybe that's normal. Because I'm sure there's so many people out there that feel the same way. And they're so young. And it's like, you haven't found your purpose yet because you're so young. You're still figuring it out. But I just kind of wish that I knew it right now. This lighting is like truly pissing me off at this point. That's pretty much it. I'm done talking. My throat hurts. Let's see when I'll post next. I don't know. So yeah. Bye.